Okay, let me ask you this. When was the last time you did something just purely for the fun of it?
Hmm.
Seriously. Not, to make money, not for a perfect Instagram shot, not trying to impress anyone, just
Mm.
for you. Pure enjoyment.
Yeah, that actually makes you stop and think, doesn't it?
It really does. For me, and I know I'm not alone, it hits kind of close to home. I remember vividly having tons of hobbies.
Like what?
Oh, playing guitar, drums badly, mind you, going for bike rides, skateboarding. I even had this whole phase with saltwater aquariums, photography.
Wow, quite the list.
Yeah, and honestly, I was pretty terrible at most of them.
Yeah.
But it didn't matter, they just made me happy.
Right. The outcome wasn't the point.
Exactly. But over the years,
Hmm.
they've just sort of evaporated, poof, gone, and replaced by, well, nothing really. It's not like I found new things. They just fizzled out.
That feeling is so common.
So here on the deep dive,
Yeah.
we're asking that big question. What the heck happened? How did we get here? Where did all that joy and creativity go?
Yeah, and it feels so personal, doesn't it? Like a personal failing sometimes.
Totally.
But what's fascinating and what our sources really dig into is how this shared experience points to these larger forces, systemic things.
Right, not just us being lazy or something.
Exactly. Forces that are kind of subtly steering us away from these things that are just for us. We're going to try and unpack those today.
Okay, let's do it. Where we even start? The elephant in the room, maybe?
The digital elephant.
Our attention spans. Or lack thereof. Thanks, smartphones. Thanks, social media. It feels like the obvious starting point.
It really is. And it's not just about convenience, though. Phones are convenient. Think about how it used to be.
Okay.
Music. You had an MP3 player or a CD player. Photos. A camera. Reading. A book. Video games. A console. Journaling. A notebook, right?
Yeah, separate things.
Separate things, each demanding your full attention. Now, it's all crammed into this one device.
Which is great, in theory.
In theory. But the trade-off is huge. How often do you grab your phone for one specific thing, check the weather maybe,
Happens all the time.
and 30 minutes later, you're deep in some weird rabbit hole doom scrolling, totally forgetting why you picked it up in the first place?
Guilty. Absolutely.
And that power to just suck you in to steal your time, that's not an accident. It's very much part of the design.
Right.
The endless scrolling, the short videos, it actually rewires our brains. Makes it harder to focus on things that need sustained effort. It's like a constant drip of easy novelty.
And that's the key contrast, isn't it? Because actual hobbies, they're often hard. They take effort. There's a learning curve. You might suck at it for a while, maybe even embarrass yourself.
Yeah, it demands something from you.
Whereas doom scrolling, it's just easy. No effort, no learning, no judgment. You can do it while you're well,
Exactly. And that ease kills something else really important. Boredom.
Boredom. I miss boredom sometimes.
Me too. Before phones were everywhere, what did you do when you were alone in a room? You stared at the ceiling, maybe?
Count of the dots, yeah.
And that quiet, that stillness, it often pushed you to do something. Draw, paint, go for that bike ride, just to break the monotony.
True.
Now, real deep boredom, it barely exists. There's always the phone.
So boredom isn't just boring then?
Not at all. Our sources argue boredom sparks curiosity. It's the catalyst.
How so?
Think about it. Why did your favorite bands pick up instruments? Often, boredom. Your favorite filmmakers grab a camera. Probably boredom.
Huh. Never thought of it that way.
Yeah. The sources really suggest that without boredom, we might lose a lot of art, music, movies. It's that empty space where creativity starts. Kill boredom, you kill the spark.
Okay, so it's partly our easily distracted brains.
Yeah.
But it feels bigger than that, right? It can't just be the phones.
Oh, absolutely not. While our habits matter, this pull towards low-effort stuff isn't just, apathy. It's often a symptom of serious burnout.
Burnout from that.
From everything. Work, sure, but also just the world. Our sources list it out: constant civil unrest, wars, climate change causing fires and floods, political chaos, the cost of living.
Ugh, yeah. Don't remind me.
Right. And oh yeah, did you hear polio may be back?
Yeah.
It's a lot. Feeling existentially overwhelmed is pretty understandable right now.
Definitely.
And on top of that, you still have the daily grind, right? Work, laundry, groceries, dinner, repeat.
The hamster wheel.
Exactly. So if you finally get a moment to yourself after all that and you can't muster the energy for anything more. That makes sense.
Yeah, and you get that.
But here's the vicious cycle the sources point out. Doing nothing but work, eat, sleep, repeat. That leads straight to burnout.
Mm.
So you get burnt out, you do nothing, which makes you feel more burnt out. So you do even more nothing. It traps you.
That sounds depressingly familiar. And you mentioned the cost of living.
Yeah, let's talk about that squeeze. Housing is just absurd.
Tell me about it.
Which means longer commutes for many, right? Less time for yourself, less leisure time. And then add the fact that something like, 65% of Americans, nearly half of Canadians, are living paycheck to paycheck.
Wow.
That means less cash for hobby supplies, classes, whatever. But also, it fuels the need for extra income.
Enter the side hustle.
Exactly. And this whole hustle culture thing, it's done a real number on hobbies.
How so?
Because the pressure now is to monetize everything.
Yeah.
Every passion has to become a potential profit center.
Oh, yeah. You bake well, sell it.
You cross-stitch, Etsy, love dogs, dog walker, good photos, shoot weddings.
Right. The message is always,
Yeah.
get paid for what you enjoy. Sounds great, doesn't it?
It sounds great, but the sources highlight this huge catch-22.
What is?
Monetizing your hobby is often the fastest way to absolutely kill your enjoyment of it.
Oof. Yeah.
The second it becomes work, with deadlines, expectations, money on the line, it stops being just for you.
But then you feel guilty if you don't monetize it.
Precisely, because you could be making money, maybe money you really need. So doing it just for fun starts to feel wasteful, frivolous almost.
Like any time not spent making money is wasted time.
That's the toxic core of hustle culture right there.
I read this story in the sources, really hit home. This person loved music, good at sales, started buying and selling instruments,
Makes sense.
made some needed cash.
Yeah.
But then finding a cool guitar deal, it wasn't exciting anymore. It was just potential profit. They called the gear inventory.
Ugh. Inventory, yeah, that says it all. Kills the magic.
Okay, so this next bit really made me pause. It challenges what we even call a hobby now. Like people say cooking or fitness are their hobbies.
Right, and the sources push back on that, maybe a little provocatively. They argue, look, cooking and fitness, fundamentally, you kind of have to do those things anyway, right? To survive, stay healthy.
True basic life maintenance?
Yeah, you might enjoy them, sure, and that's great. But they have this tangible benefit beyond just fun, like, not dying or staying reasonably fit.
Okay, I see the distinction.
The sources call these bonus features, not the main point of a pure hobby. And they suggest this view reflects that hustle culture brainwashing, again, only things that improve us, save us money, make us productive, are seen as worthy uses of time.
Interesting. But what about shopping? That seems like a pretty popular hobby.
Oh, incredibly popular, growing all the time, especially with things like Amazon Prime making it instant.
So is shopping a hobby?
Well, this is where it gets complex. Shopping often intersects with real hobbies in this very capitalistic way. Meaning the acquiring becomes the focus more than the doing. You get into music, but spend more time shopping for guitars and pedals than playing.
Uh-oh. Seen that happen.
Or photography, obsessing over cameras, lenses, filters, more than actually taking photos and getting better.
Right. Gear acquisition syndrome.
Exactly. You end up getting more joy from the shopping, the collecting, than from actually using the stuff. It becomes consumption for consumption's sake.
And that applies to collecting itself too, right?
Totally. Collecting has changed so much. The sources mention things like Beanie Babies, sports cards, Pokemon, Funko Pops. Remember lining up for stuff, meeting people.
Yeah, the community aspect.
Right.
Conventions.
Right. There was an experience attached now. Collecting often just means sitting alone, clicking buy now, getting a box, putting it on a shelf, maybe never looking at it again.
It's just buying things.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Stripped of the social part, the hunt, just pure consumption.
So bringing this all together, what's the takeaway for people listening? For us?
The core message from all these sources is crystal clear. Hobbies are vital. They aren't frivolous. They play this integral role in our happiness as actual living beings.
They give us something unique?
A level of personal fulfillment, of satisfaction that nothing else really does. Work doesn't do it. Chores don't do it.
Yeah.
And here's a really striking observation. Humans, we seem to be the only species that just stops playing after a certain age. Societal conditioning, mostly, the sources argue. They mentioned this dog, Levi, 13 and a half years old, like 70s or 80s in human years, terminal heart condition.
Wow.
His desire to play hasn't changed one bit since he was a puppy. He just wants to have fun, despite everything. There's a lesson there, I think.
Definitely. Keep playing.
And think about it. Hobbies are often the only things we do purely for ourselves. No ulterior motives, money, status, productivity. None of that.
Just for the joy of it.
Exactly. And when we ditch them, what's left that's just for us? Nothing, really. And then our identity, our self-worth. It latches onto something else, like maybe your kind of lame job.
Ouch. But true. We need something that's ours.
Absolutely. How do we define ourselves if not through that self-directed joy, that play?
So the person sharing these sources, they actually made a change.
Yeah, they mentioned trying to consciously fight becoming, a work-obsessed drone. Started going back to old hobbies, looking for new ones.
Like what?
Going for bike rides again. Finally getting those drums out of their mom's Bilkman after only 6 years.
Huh. Better late than never.
Right. And they even took a pottery class.
Oh, cool.
How'd it go?
Terribly. That was the point. They said, I sucked shit at it, but I had fun, and that was literally my only goal.
I love that. That's the key, isn't it?
Absolutely. You don't have to be good at it. It doesn't matter if you suck. Just enjoy the process. It's not your job. It's play.
So, in this world, obsessed with productivity, the grind, self-improvement, just doing something fun because you can, that's kind of rebellious, isn't it?
It's totally a radical act.
Yeah.
It's like spitting in the face of everything, telling you you're not doing enough, not working hard enough.
It's reclaiming your time, your joy.
Precisely.
Wow. Okay, so this deep dive really underscores how vital these seemingly small things, our hobbies, actually are. Not just nice to haves, but essential for a meaningful life.
Absolutely essential.
Ugh.
Beyond the endless demands, beyond the grind.
So the final thought then.
Yeah, maybe the question for everyone listening is, given all this, what bit of purely hedonistic enjoyment could you reclaim? Or maybe discover for the first time?
Yeah. What could you do just to play with no goal other than fun? And maybe in doing that, reclaim a really important, joyful part of yourself. Because there really is so much more to life than just being productive.
A powerful thought to end on. Thank you for joining us on this deep dive.